And so they have been totally unsuccessful in the bullion and the futures market of putting gold back down again. And when Monday's over again, gold is going to vault again. Now, what the illuminists are doing right now as well, in order to psychologically disjoint people, and this is very important for people who own gold and silver shares, they are trying to knock them all down. Now, right now, there is a group, and they have been putting together this propaganda campaign about how the shares are going to go down. Barclays, Goldman Sachs, Jimmy Rogers, and George Soros, they're saying they're going to go down. Why? I'll tell you why. Because, and we have their statement from the last quarter, Goldman Sachs probably is short one of the major gold stocks, just one, 5 million shares. Well, what does that mean? That means about $5 billion. That's a lot of money. And so this is what's going on in that market. And if you understand it and you get a hold of the international forecaster every week, you're going to know what's going on. But it can't work, and I'll tell you why. Because when you short a stock, you sell it, hoping it'll go down. And in selling it, someday you got to buy it back again. And they're going to have to cover their shorts. And once they start, this thing is going to vault because gold's going considerably higher here, maybe to 1325 or 1250 or 1200, somewhere up in there. But when it goes there, the shares have to go up and they have to cover.
Okay, we'll be back in 70 seconds with the final hour of this Friday edition. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to play a minute or so clip, and I have the transcript of Limbaugh. Went on and on and on yesterday throughout the show talking about prisonplanet.com. And the huge headline at the top of his page was prisonplanet.com. With hurricanes at 30-year low, Gore turns to Photoshop. Bob Chapman's our guest for another 20 minutes. I got a big news blitz coming up after that. I haven't even gotten into all the news today with the guest we had on. But right now, let's go to the phone calls. Martin, Maria, Pat, Charles, Jerry, and others. Let's go ahead and talk to Martin in Spain. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. You're on the air, Martin.
Yes, sir. A great pressure. You're going to have to excuse my English. I studied when I'm a pilot right here, captain for a major airline here in Spain, and I did a study in the United States. So let me tell you, great job. And I love your country. I love the United States. Keep up with a good job, and don't give up, because you guys are. And I don't know if everybody, if you, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous, but I don't know if you can understand that right now, for good and for bad, you are, leading the war against, leading the war against these people, I mean, against the New World Order. And if you give up, everybody will be giving up. So don't give up the good job. And let me tell you, I'm listening to the podcast, to your podcast every day. And let me give you, tell you thank you to your crew and to you and the great job you're doing.
Well, thank you. Let me ask you a question and then see if you have a question for Bob or myself. Are you seeing a big awakening in Spain right now?
Well, right now we started on the 16th of November. We started with the campaign of the vaccination right now with the vaccines. And, people is obviously waking up. And in Spain, most of the people know that there's something wrong here, because we bought actually 32 million vaccines, okay? And we are just 44 million in Spain. The population is 44 million. And the government bought from the companies about 36 million, and they only need to vaccinate 10 million people. So the rest of the vaccines, although we actually spend the money buying them, are going to go to Africa and other places where they don't need it, they don't want it, and they can get it. So basically, the people here is now starting to ask, what's going on, and actually. There was a news bulletin, that's how you call it, I believe.
Yes.
On our Supreme Court, there is a group of people right now suing for damages because of the, 59 families that had problems here of autism and problems with the vaccine. And the audiencia is like the Supreme Court here in Spain actually admitted these families suing the main, las compañías.
They admitted damages.
Exactly. So these 59 families are going to be able to sue the pharmaceuticals because of the problems they had with the vaccine here in Spain. So that's
good. Good. Do you have any questions for Bob Chapman? Because this is exciting news from Spain.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask Bob because I have a mortgage, and actually my mortgage consists of I buy with euros. I buy different. I have to pay every month in a different currency. So right now I'm thinking on buying with euros, dollars. So I wanted to ask him what he thinks the trend between the trend between euros and dollars is going to be for the next year. So if it's
I think the dollar's going to go down, but then it's also going to suck the euro later. But Bob, tell us what you think.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen, and you have to watch them all the currencies against gold, and that's the important thing. But the euro will stay on a scale of 10, the 10 being worst. The British pound and the United States dollar are going to get slaughtered. Where does the euro stand in that? Probably around a 6 or a 7. Where does the Canadian dollar stand? Probably around a 5. The Swiss franc, probably around a 5. And so those are the gradients. And so the euro should get stronger against the dollar, and I think that will continue for at least the next couple of years.
Bob Chapman is our guest for another 12, 13 minutes. Let's go to Maria in New York. Maria, you're on the air. Welcome.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. In the same breath, I'd like to say, Alex, congratulations and my sympathy on being enemy number one out there. I have to say the misguided agenda, the powers that be, really underestimated the ability for the people to overcome all their poisoned food and water, and that people and kids, and that's the key, our teens and our kids and our young people are awakening. And I've been aware of this stuff for years and been called crazy, and now that the hammer has fallen, people are going, what was that you were saying? Tell me again. People, we've been under attack since
let me be clear. It isn't hype, and I know everybody sees this for themselves. It isn't. I mean, wear a Patriot T-shirt out in public and see how many people come up to you and pat you on the back or want to hang out with you or want to get involved with you in action. For years I've been saying there's an awakening because every year it gets better, but now it's just exponential. Go ahead.
So, I think people are coming and saying we want to be part of the solution. So what we're doing is we're gathering community, and I have a good bunch of people and it's getting bigger and stronger, that we're getting together and developing ways to survive and meet our everyday needs, being intra-dependent within our own little community. And Alex, we're on it. We're mobilizing. We have a plan to hold our county legislators accountable, and I don't know about other counties, but our county has home rule, and we expect these people to use it, and we want to create a bubble for a little protection for ourselves. And I have a question, though. If it does come down to it, which it's looking, the writing's on the wall, it certainly may. There's little dials that can be turned in the military sector, in the medical sector, and in the economic sector, and it's not going to take much, and we're hitting martial law. I can smell it, and I've been smelling it, and the odor is getting stronger. So my question to you, because I'm just a little country girl out in the backwoods, but still, that long arm is coming out, and it's ready to tap me on the shoulder, and I know it. So is there any safe place on this planet? Is there some
All right, Maria, I hear your question. Let's ask Bob Chapman that. Bob?
We're all going to get it. And it'll be in varying degrees. The United States and Europe will probably suffer the most economically, financially, and in the event of martial law, or we might get down to the road warrior level. It's interesting that the second and third worlds probably won't be as affected as we are. Yes, they're going to have a hard time, but, people don't realize in America that people in Asia and in Latin America, they pay cash for their homes for the most part, like 99%. So they don't have this burden that we have in the United States and Europe of having leveraged homes. So they're not going to be as in bad a shape financially as one might think they would be.
And a lot of that's because they've been scammed before repeatedly. They're totally wise. I mean, you think there's an awakening in the U.S. Ladies and gentlemen, the awakening in other parts of the world is even bigger because they woke up a long time ago. Let's go ahead and talk to Pat in New Jersey. Pat, you're on the air with Bob Chapman.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Bob. First, I just wanted to comment on Scott's theory that we can't win. Now, I know that David Rockefeller says that supranational...
Hold on a minute. Sir, are you on a headset or something?
No. Is that better?
No.
It's not. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that, that the world isn't ready politically to accept anything other than democracy, and as long as 10 or 15% of people have a clue and start talking about it, I think that there's no way that politicians and corporations could resist that force.